She told them everything. Every word I said in the dark, every moment I thought was ours alone, she handed to 30 strangers before the sun went down. I had faced armies and walked away easily. One woman asked the right question every night for 7 days, and I gave her the only thing that could destroy me. By the end of this episode, you will understand something most people learn too late. Why the people closest to you are the only ones who can actually break you. And why you let them. My father had a look he used when he had already lost an argument but hadn't accepted it yet. He was wearing it the morning I told him about her. I didn't soften it. I never saw the point of softening things. There is a woman in Timnah, I said, a Philistine woman. Get her for me as my wife. The silence in that room had weight. My mother spoke first. She always did when my father's jaw locked that way. Is there not a woman among our people? She said. Among all of Israel? Must you go to the Philistines? I heard the question. I understood the question. I didn't change my answer. She is right in my eyes, I said. Get her for me. That was the whole conversation. What my parents didn't know, what I hadn't told them, was that I had already been to Timnah once before. The lion, the road, the strength that came over me like a wave. I had been on that road because something was pulling me toward that city long before I saw her face. Like the destination was already decided, and I was just the last one to find out. My parents saw a Philistine woman and a son making a reckless choice. I saw a thread I had been following my whole life finally arriving somewhere. They were not entirely wrong. Neither was I. We were both about to find out which of us was more wrong. We made the journey together, my parents and I, going to Timnah. It was on that road that I passed the place where the lion had fallen. I left my parents on the path and went to look. The carcass had dried in the sun. Weeks had passed, and in the rib cage, where the bones had opened like a room, a swarm of bees had built their home. Honeycomb, golden and full. I reached in and took some. I ate it while walking back to my parents. I didn't tell them where it came from. I was already collecting secrets the way other men collect debts, casually, without thinking about what happens when they come due.
Watch what Samson does here. He withholds, not maliciously, almost automatically, the honey from a dead lion, unclean by every standard of his vow, and he says nothing. Offers it to his parents as if it came from anywhere, as if the source doesn't change the thing. This is how compromise begins. Not with a big decision, with a small omission, a detail left out, a question not invited. The vow he was born into required separation from the dead. He reached into a carcass and ate what he found there, and kept walking. He didn't break. He bent. And a thing that bends enough times in the same direction eventually holds that shape permanently.
Her name is not recorded anywhere, not in any account I have heard. She passed through my story and left no name behind, only what she did, which is perhaps its own kind of legacy. The feast was set. 30 companions assigned to me, Philistine men, her people, not mine. The custom demanded it. I didn't argue. I gave them a riddle instead. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. 7 days to solve it. 30 linen garments if they won. 30 if I won. They had no answer, so they went to her. Entice your husband, they told her. Get the answer, or we will burn your father's house. She came to me weeping. For 7 days, she pressed me. Every meal, every evening, every quiet moment turned into an open wound she kept returning to. "You don't love me," she said. "You hate me. You have given my people a riddle and told me nothing." I held out for 6 days. On the 7th, I told her. Not because I believed her tears, because I was tired. Because her voice, asking the same question in 7 different ways, had worn something down in me that the 30 Philistine men never could. I told her everything.
Here is what Samson confused, and what you people confuse at least once. Persistence is not the same as love. Someone who asks the same question every day until you answer has not demonstrated that they are safe to answer. They have demonstrated that getting what they want matters more than whatever it costs you to give it. Samson read her persistence as devotion. It was pressure wearing a softer name. The people who will eventually break you rarely look like enemies at the beginning. They look like someone who just needs you to open up, who just needs you to trust them, who just needs this one thing. And you, exhausted, wanting the asking to stop, give it. Not from love, from relief.
Before the sun went down on the 7th day, the men came to me with the answer. What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? I stood there and heard my own secret return to me from 30 mouths. I looked at her. She didn't look away. That was the part that stayed with me longer than anything else. Not the betrayal, the steadiness in her eyes while she watched me understand what she had done. No apology, no flinching. Just watching. The same way she had watched me fight at the gate the first time I saw her. I had thought she was brave. I understood now what I had actually been looking at. I paid for the 30 garments. I went back to my father's house, and I burned with something I didn't have a name for yet. Not grief, not quite rage, something colder. Subscribe, because what I did next, what that burning turned into, that is where the story stops being about a wedding and starts being about a war. And I started it. There is a free guide in the description below. 1 page, 1 question I should have asked myself before I ever walked into that feast. You can take it. The link is below.